Okay, let's wait for some time. I'll start the course. Let people join. Please wait for 5 more minutes. Please wait for some time, okay? Hello, hello. Good evening everyone. So welcome again to the another session of Java programming, and I am your instructor, you know very well, Dr. Vivek Uprit. So last time what we discussed, let me repeat what we discussed in the last video. Like we started with the concept of why Java. We already covered like why there is a need to learn Java. So many concepts we discuss in this topic. Okay, like why Java is so much popular and so much demandable in IT industries, right? Why topmost MNCs require Java professionals. That all concept we discussed in the first lecture, which was why Java, right? Then we discussed the concept like what is Java, right? So we discussed so many features of one of the most important like feature, like Java is an object oriented programming language. Java is a platform independent language. Java is an open source language. Java is a freeware language. So all this concept we discussed in the last video, like, and most importantly, Java is an object oriented platform independent language. So what is platform independency? Although we need to discuss like architecture of JVM and all those things, but see, that part you will be able to understand after at least when you write 2 or 3 programs, okay, so that you will get a clarity like what exactly the architecture of JVM, what exactly JVM, how JVM works, okay, what is class loader, what is stack memory, what is heap memory. So that I'll be covering in my upcoming session, don't worry about that. So what is Java now? I hope you understood like why Java is called platform independent language, okay, how Java is a platform independent language, that all concept we discussed in last video. Why we say that Java is more object oriented as compared to C++, okay, because in Java each and every concept is based on object oriented programming. Neither Java write anything outside the class nor Java allowed you to write anything outside the class. If any one of you attended my last video, so anyone answer my question. The structure of Java is based on which concept of object-oriented programming? The structure of Java is based on dash dash dash. Suppose if this question is asked in interview, what will be the answer, right? The structure of Java is based on what? I'll wait for your answer. The structure of Java is based on, okay, type fast, type fast. Exactly, the person is Prakash, okay. The structure of Java is based on inheritance, okay, because in last video even I told you which is the topmost base class of Java, what we discussed in last video when I discussed inheritance concept, which is the topmost base class of Java. See, starting 5 minutes I need to discuss like what you understand in last videos, like, okay, so the topmost base class of Java, because it's a very frequently asked question of topmost MNCs. Which is the topmost base class of Java? Exactly, Shashwat, it's an object class, right? So topmost base class of Java is an object class. Is Java directly supports multiple inheritance? Yes or no? Is Java directly supports multiple inheritance? Answer is yes or no. Is Java directly supports multiple inheritance? No. That's great. Okay, Java is not having direct support of multiple inheritance, but yes, Java supports multiple inheritance with the help of dash dash dash. Type fast. Type fast. Java supports multiple inheritance with the help of dash dash dash. What is that? Exactly, so nice of you all here. Java supports multiple inheritance with the help of interface. That's what we discussed in last video. Okay, so that all concept we already discussed, like how inheritance supported by Java. Okay, what is polymorphism, encapsulation, is a relation, has a relation. Okay, now tell me, is a relation is called which type of relationship, and has a relationship is called which type of a relationship? I just want to know how many of you attended my last video, and these are the very important interview question, like is a relationship is also called what? Tell me. And has a relationship is also called what? Tell me. Is a relationship and has a relationship. Is a relationship is also called a dash relationship, and has a relationship is also called dash relationship. What we discussed in last video. Is a relationship is also called fast, type fast, okay, because there is a lot of things we need to discuss in today's video also, right? So fast answer, okay, is a called, okay, is a relationship is called inheritance relationship. Is a relationship is called inheritance relationship, and has a relationship is called object relationship, right? So once we access the data member of a class using object, that is called has a relation. It is not at all a technical concept, okay? I'll explain each and every concept when I'll start the coding part. But is a relationship is also called inheritance relationship. So that was what our last discussion, right? Then Java is a platform independent language. So let me ask some of the question related with this platform independency. Okay, like once Java program, okay, tell me which are the two important file created by Java? Which are the two important file created by Java? Means once you write a Java program, okay, which is the two most important file created? What is the extension of this file? Which is the two most important file created, and what are the extension of this file? Type fast. That's great. That's great. That's great. It's a .java file and .class file. Okay. It's a .java file and .class file, because you know today's first topic exactly related with these two concepts, .java and .class file, right? So .java content source code of Java program, and .class content, type fast, .class content, which code? Which code contained by the .class file? Which code contained by the .class file? Which type of code is exist in this .class file? It's a bytecode. It's a bytecode, right? Exactly. .class file content bytecode. So there are two files created by Java program, .java and .class, right? So .java file consists source code of Java program, and .class consists bytecode of a Java program. Is Java created exe file? Is Java creates exe file? Yes or no? Is Java creates exe file? Is Java creates exe file? Yes or no? No, no, no. That's great. That's great. Java not created exe file. Only two file created by Java program, .java and .class file. .java contains source code and .class file contains bytecode of a Java program, right? So I hope you understood all this concept what we discussed in the last video, right? And you know, one important discussion I need to do with you. If you really want me to continue this course, okay, please circulate this course with your friend, okay, because I need at least 10 to 15,000 audience for continuation of this course, right? So it's your responsibility, like please circulate this course among your friends, okay? So try to circulate this course, so that only it is possible for me to continue this one, right? So I know you understood all this concept, but see, as you circulate this course with your friend, okay, see, that is a very common statement in Hindi. Look, ज्ञान बांटने से बढ़ता है. Okay, so circulate your friends with this. Okay, means intimate your friends about this course. Okay, so it will be possible for me that I'll continue this one, because otherwise it's very difficult for me to continue this course, right? So if you want me to continue this free course till, because it's my responsibility, right? Okay, if audience are there, then this is my responsibility. After completion of this course, no one will stop you. Means whatever your dream company that you will be achieved, that is my surety, 100% surety, because I'll teach this course up for man companies, not for any product based or service based companies. My target is a man companies, like how to crack a Google interview. That is what my target is, right? And that is surety, like, okay, like once you completed this course, okay, like any company's interview easily you can crack. Okay, so now what is your responsibility? I hope you understood very well, right? So now let me ask some more question, like .java file which contains source code, .class file which contains bytecode. Okay, because you know there are a lot of questions I have in my you can say that in my box, which actually asked in topmost MNCs interviews. Okay, so I'll discuss all these questions. Some of the question already I discussed with you, like difference between .class and .java file. What do you mean by bytecode? Okay, is Java supports multiple inheritance? Okay, the structure of Java is based on inheritance. These all question asked in topmost MNCs interviews, and that's for the reason I asked this question to you before starting today's lecture, right? So this is what we discussed. Okay, now last question. Now my last question is, which is called interpreter of Java? Which is called interpreter of Java? Okay, type it fast. Which is called interpreter of Java? Exactly. JVM is called interpreter of Java. Java virtual machine is called interpreter of Java, right? So why Java virtual machine is called interpreter? Because Java programs uses both the translator, it uses compiler as well as interpreter, right? So this is all what we discussed in the last time. Okay, so now let me start, like why already we discussed, what already we discussed, like why Java, what is Java, but finally now we'll come to the most important topic, like how to learn Java. From last 3 to 4 videos, I hope now there is a clear clarity in your mind, like why we need to learn Java, what is the requirement of Java, okay, why Java is called platform independent, object oriented, all this thing what we discussed, right? But now the most importantly, how to start programming in Java. So what do you think, according to your mindset, like what is the first step you need to do for starting any programming in any language? What is the first step you need to do? Okay, practically means, okay, means if you want to start programming in Java, then what is the first step you need to do? Any idea? Okay, any idea? Can you suggest me? Okay, so like what is the first step I need to do? Follow the syntax, basic word, grammar. Okay, that obviously, because this is a very frequently answer. Okay, when I ask this question like to a student, okay, sir, please, means first you have to understand the syntax, then you have to understand. But according to me, no, all these things are compulsory. No doubt. Like first you have to write a Java program. Okay, then after you have to check the syntaxes and everything. Okay, that is also correct. But before writing any code of the Java, the first step you need to install Java in your machine, right? Then after it is possible that you'll check the syntaxes, error and all those things, right? So first step you have to install Java in your machine, right? So before installing Java in machine, one of the most important concept you need to understand, see this one, the most important concept, the difference between JVM, JRE and JDK. What exactly? The most to the power 100, you can consider it the most important question of topmost MNCs. What is the difference between JVM, JRE and JDK? Okay, so what JVM stands for, what JRE stands for, what JDK stands for. Okay, so now let me clear you what exactly the meaning of all these three. Okay, JVM means what, JRE means what, JDK means what. Okay, please listen it very carefully because it's a very much important concept. Okay, see, means before starting this explanation, let me draw a diagram like what exactly JDK, JRE and JVM, so that you will get a clarity. Like, okay, at top we have a JDK, then we have a JRE, and then we have a JVM. Okay, so at top means JVM is a part of JRE and JRE is a part of JDK, right? So JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. JRE stands for Java Runtime Environment and JDK stands for Java Development Kit. Okay, so what does it means? Like, okay, so you know earlier we discussed that a Java program, once you write a source code of Java program, okay, let me draw that diagram again, what we discussed in the last video. First step, we need to write the source code of Java program whose extension is .java. Then in the next step, we have to compile this. Okay, so compiler of Java is responsible to compile this code. And once Java compiler compile this source code, okay, a lot of things compiler do with this. Like first it checks the syntaxes error and then memory management. But then after this complete source code converted into a bytecode, and the extension of this bytecode is a .class file, what we discussed in the last video, right? Then after the next step performed by JVM. The next step performed by JVM. So Java Virtual Machine is what? Java Virtual Machine is a program. It's a program created by Java developer, okay, written by Java developer. The responsibility of this Java Virtual Machine is to convert a bytecode into a machine code, right? It converts a bytecode into machine code, right? So JVM is one of the important part of JRE. You know, JVM is one of the important part of JRE, but there are a lot of most important things also included in this JRE. I'll explain you. But JVM task is what? So if someone asks you, okay, what is JVM? So you can simply answer that JVM is a program, or you can say that it's a software. The responsibility of JVM is to convert a bytecode of Java into machine code. So that is what the task done by JVM, right? But this JVM is alone cannot do anything. Actually, this JVM requires lot of libraries. Okay, so you know, see, even in last time I told you that if you have a Java program, okay, suppose if you have a .class file, that means what? You don't have a source code. Okay, so suppose, listen it very carefully, like suppose being a user, if you want to run the Java program, you don't want to develop any Java program. You are not a developer, you are a user, suppose, okay, and you want to see the output of this Java program what created by a developer. I only want to see the output of this program, sir. I don't want to write any Java program because I am not a Java developer, right? I only want to see the output. So to see the output of a program, only you require .class file, right? But to run this .class file, we have to require an environment. There is an environment, okay, and that environment consists JVM as well as some libraries. Okay, so combination of libraries and JVM is exactly called Java runtime environment. Listen it very carefully, like whatever the library files, anything required to this .class file, that will be available in this environment. So environment, the environment where Java program executes. But this JRE requires .class file for execution. Okay, so once you have a .class file, so you have to pass on this .class file to this environment, and this environment consists all the required library. This environment consists JVM and all the files which exactly need to run this Java program. So if you want to run the Java program, then you require JRE. But if you only have a JRE, then you are only able to run the Java program. You are not able to create a Java program. I hope you understood this most important concept. Like, so being a user, okay, if suppose I am a user, so I required only JRE. Suppose if I want to run any desktop application, okay, because once we talk about web application, the JRE is available on server, okay. But if I want to run a Java program whose .class file is available with me, okay, so with the JRE, you can easily run any Java program. So being a user, please listen it again, being a user, I only required this JRE to run the Java program, right? So this JVM actually a part of the JRE, but this JRE consists libraries of Java, JVM of Java, and DLL files which required. Okay, so whatever the requirement of this .class file, that will be available in this environment. Okay, so okay, tell me one thing. Being a viewer of, okay, suppose you are a viewer and you want to watch a cricket match. Suppose you go to the stadium, okay, to watch a cricket match. So is it compulsory that I need to carry a cricket kit to watch the cricket match, to view the cricket match, or you can say that watch the cricket match? Okay, suppose you go to the stadium, so they will ask you, like if a person is there indoor, so is that person ask you, okay, you don't have a cricket kit, so you are not able to watch this cricket match. So to watch the cricket match, kit is compulsory, cricket kit is compulsory, yes or no? Tell me. Obvious, your answer is no. Okay, but I want from your side, is cricket kit is compulsory to watch the cricket match? No, obvious no, right? You only want a ticket, right? So that environment's required a ticket only, okay. But suppose you want to play a cricket. If you want to play a cricket, right, okay, you want to become a batsman or bowler or anything like cricket player, okay, so that time you required cricket kit or not? That time you required a cricket kit to being a cricketer? Yes or no? Okay, to watch the cricket match, you just told me, sir, cricket kit is not required. But if you want to play a cricket, if you want to play cricket, if you want to become a cricketer, so this time you required cricket kit or not? Yes, obvious. Yes, sir, that time we required a cricket kit. So lot of materials are there in cricket kit. Okay, like you required bat as well as helmet, as well as gloves, as well as pads, and lot of things, right? So that kit actually contained all the required material, all the required tool which required for playing a cricket, not for watching the cricket. So the same difference between JDK and JRE, please listen it very carefully. Okay, JDK means what? JDK means what? Java Development Kit. Its name itself indicates was Java Development Kit. Okay, so Java Development Kit means what? A kit which consists all the required tools which we require to create a Java program, to run the Java program. So here we say that JVM, see this one, JVM is the alone one, right? JVM is the alone one, but JRE means JVM plus libraries. JRE means JVM plus libraries of Java, right? Which is actually called packages, jar file, and lot of things, right? So JRE means JVM plus libraries. JVM is an standalone, JVM is in itself an application, or you can say that a program whose responsibility to run the bytecode, right? So JVM is a part of JRE, but JDK means what? JDK means JRE plus tools to run a Java program, right? JRE plus tools. Like what kind of tools I'm talking about? Java C, debugger, Okay, there are a lot of things we required. Okay, Java C to compile the Java program, debugger to debug the Java program, and some more things. Okay, so this is what exactly the difference between JVM, JRE, and JDK. JDK exactly a combination of all the things. Okay, so now let me answer. Okay, being a Java user, what you required? Being a Java user. Because there are two persons. One is a Java user and second is a Java developer. So suppose you are a Java user. So what exactly things you required? Being a Java user? Answer fast. Being a Java user, I am asking. Ayush, being a Java user, I am not a developer of Java. I am a user of Java. I only want to see the output of Java program. I don't want to create any Java program. So if I don't want to create any Java program, I only want to view the Java program. Should I require JDK or means only JRE is sufficient or only JVM is sufficient? This time I required JRE. Only JVM is not sufficient. Okay, JDK is not required, but only JVM is not sufficient because once you run a Java program, exactly you have a dot class file. Suppose you have a dot class file and you want to view the output of this dot class file, right? So this dot class file required JVM plus libraries. Okay, and this JVM plus libraries is actually available in this JRE. Okay, so JRE means JVM plus library. Alone JVM cannot do anything. The task of JVM is to convert a bytecode. But that time this JVM required some of the libraries of Java. So that libraries plus JVM, okay, will give you the proper output of the Java program. But now if you are a Java developer, like because now if you are learning this Java, that means you want to become a Java developer. So if you want to become a Java developer, what do you think? You require JVM, JRE, JDK, everything. Okay, means JDK means you require Java runtime environment. Okay, why? Because you also want to run a Java program, right? Because once we write a Java code, I need to test it, right? So that time we require JRE and also need tools. Like which are the tools who is responsible to create a Java program? So if you want to create a Java program, JDK is required. If you want to run the Java program, JRE is required. That is what the major difference between JDK and JRE. So being a Java developer, I required all this. So JDK is what? JDK means all the combination of all these things, like JDK consists JRE also. JDK consists all tools which required to run a Java program like Java C, which is a compiler, debugger, which is used for debug the Java program, right? So that all things I need to do with me. So see, this why I explained all this concept before starting the Java coding, because I asked one question to you in before this JDK JVM, like if you want to write a first Java program, if you want to start Java coding, the first step you need to install Java in your machine. So once you are trying to install Java in your machine, it may be possible that you find JDK folder, because like once you go to the official website of Java, which is Oracle, okay, like how to install Java is hardly a 5-minute task, okay, but that I'll show you practically. Like how to install Java in your machine, hardly takes 5 to 6 minutes, right? But once you go to the official website of Java for downloading this Java setup, okay, you find JDK as well as JRE both. Like JRE is only installed runtime environment, and JDK installed all like JRE, JVM, everything. So being a Java developer, here you have to take care. Like because by mistake if you install JRE, so that means you are not able to write any Java program, because you only have a JRE, you don't have any tools which is responsible to create a Java program. So if you want to create a Java program as well as you want to run the Java program, okay, that time we require JDK, okay. So once we go to the official website of Java, we need to install JDK, not JRE. Because once we install JDK, all the required tools will automatically install in my machine. Okay, so that is what the things you need to understand, right? So I hope you understood all this concept, like difference between JDK, JRE and JVM. Okay, if you have any doubt, please type in chat box. Okay, I'll discuss when I'll come to question answer part, right? So I hope till now you understood. Okay, now see another important concept now you need to understand. Okay, the most important question again asked, IDE environment. IDE environment. Okay, anyone know the full form of this IDE? IDE means what? Okay, means once we start a coding of Java, so is Java is having IDE environment? Okay, like, okay, means I'm talking about the year 1995, okay, not in the 2025, okay. So what is, anyone is having idea like what is IDE? Anyone is having idea what is the full form of this IDE? Exactly, most of the people knows very well, like integrated development environment. Now what does it means, like integrated development environment means what? Okay, now please listen each and every concept very carefully, because now we are towards the Java coding. Now I'm starting the Java coding very soon, right? But before starting first program of Java, you need to understand most of the important things like difference between JDK, JRE and JVM, which already we discussed, right? Then another important concept like that is IDE. No doubt, nowadays we run a Java program in VS Code which supports IDE environment. We run the Java program in NetBeans editor, Gel, Kava, JBuilder, JCreator. Lots of editors are available, but since we start Java first time, so I'll discuss like in the era of 1995 when Java came in the market. Okay, that time, okay, when Java came in the market, actually Java came up with libraries. Java came up with libraries. Okay, then compiler of Java was there that time. Okay, and Java like JVM was there, right? JVM, JRE, JDK. But you know, there was no editor was available that time to run a Java code. Like a specific editor of Java. Like in C, we have a specific editor from day one. Turbo C++ was the specific editor. You know what is editor is? Okay, what is editor is? Let me write a code again, like the diagram again. See, you know, in Java program, first step we need to write a source code. Okay, because see, this diagram will explain most of the things. Whose extension is .java. Then next step we have to compile this program. Okay, then next step we have to run this program by JVM. Okay, so and then JVM convert this program into bytecode and then we'll get the output. Okay, so this is what the code execution, right? So major question is that where you write this source code. Where you write the source code of Java. Like suppose if I'm going to write, give a question like write a program to do that, right? Suppose write a program to find out addition of two numbers. So is there any place where we write a Java code? Definitely. So that place where we write a Java code or any language code like C, C++, Java, VB, C#, any, that place is called editor. That is called an editor. Editor means where you write a Java code. Where you write the source code of Java program, that is called an editor. But you know, earlier when Java came in the market, it was the year 1995. That time Java don't have their own editor. Java don't have their own editor, right? Java is having a compiler, Java is having interpreter, but Java don't have editor. Right now, there are a lot of editors are available, which is specifically Java editor, like NetBeans, okay, like Jupyter is there, NetBeans is there, lot of editors are available, okay, by which NetBeans, Eclipse, Kava, okay, so there are a lot of editors are available by which we can simply write a Java program, right? Most of the editors are like NetBeans is one of the most, Eclipse is one of the most useful editor, and there are a lot of, right? But sir, in 1995, then where we write a Java code? Because I start my first program with this only. Because right now I'll consider that we don't have any VS Code, we don't have any NetBeans. Okay, at least 2 or 3 programs you need to understand from very basic scratch. It's from scratch itself, right? So if I don't have any editor, so you know every operating system is having their own default editor. Every operating system, like if you are working in Linux operating system, then there is a default editor available. If you are working in iOS, there is a default editor available. If you are working in Windows, there is a default editor available. And default editor of Windows is what? Notepad. So first you have to write your Java program on Notepad, right? Then you need to compile this Java program by Java C command. I'll show you practically. Then you run this Java program by the command Java. So Java is having Java C command by which we compile the Java program. Java is having Java command by which we run the Java program, but Java don't have any editor. But sir, why you explain all this thing? Because this all concept is related with this word called IDE. You know what is integrated development environment? Integrated development environment means what? An environment where every software is available on a single roof. What do you mean by that? Every software is available on a single roof. Like, in this complete process, there are three different software plays a very important role. Although there are a lot of softwares are there. Notepad, where we write a Java code, Java C, which is a compiler. Again, it's a command of Java, and Java. Okay, an output display of Java on console screen. Okay, because right now we'll start the Java program with the core Java concept. So every output will get on console screen, that back color screen. So there are lot of different softwares plays a very important role. Like console is a different type of software. Java C is a compiler. Java is an interpreter. Notepad is another type of software. So in Java, there is no environment available where all these software are integrated. Like in C, like in VS Code, you just write a code, simply you can compile code from there only, you have to run your code there only, right? That is called an IDE environment. So VS Code is what? IDE, Integrated Development Environment, right? NetBeans supported Integrated Development Environment, but earlier when Java came in the market, there was no IDE environment was available. So here we have to write a Java program on Notepad. Then to compile this Java program, we have to open our command prompt. Then to run the Java program, again we have to run this program on command prompt, right? So why? Because earlier Java was not Java is not having integrated development environment kind of thing. Later on, lot of editors are developed. Okay, like nowadays there are amples of editors are available, but earlier it was not. So we started our coding with this Notepad. I'll show you like how to write a first Java program on Notepad, then how to compile it, how to run this. Okay, and then later on, at least after 4 to 5 programs, then we'll shift to any editor like VS Code or NetBeans or like most of the time we use NetBeans or Eclipse. Okay, but initial 5 program I use Notepad only. So I hope you understood like what exactly the meaning of this integrated development environment, which was not supported by Java earlier. Okay, then later on it's okay. Okay, so that is what the things you need to understand. Okay, so I hope now you have a clear clarity between difference between JDK, JRE, JVM. Okay, then what is the meaning of this integrated development environment? Okay, then most important thing you need to understand. Okay, let me open my next topic so that you will get a clarity what exactly I'm trying to explain you. Okay, see this one. Another important question and another confusing topic, right? Difference between J2SE, J2EE and J2ME. What is the meaning of J2SE? What is the meaning of J2EE? What is the meaning of J2ME, right? So J2SE stands for Java 2 Standard Edition. Java 2 Standard Edition, that is what J2SE. J2EE means Java 2 Enterprise Edition, and J2ME means Java 2 Micro Edition. Now what is the meaning of all these statements, sir? What does it mean? Like J2SE means what, right? See, when Java came, these are the different versions of Java, See, most of the version we know of the Java with JDK, like JDK 1.0, JDK 4.0, JDK 7, right? The current version is JDK 24, but LT version, is JDK 21. LST version, if you support long-term support version, okay, LTS is JDK 20. So what does it mean like LTS and all those things I'll discuss. Okay, but see, these are different versions name of Java. J2SE means Java 2 Standard Edition. When Java came in the market, the first version was JDK 1.0, right? So that time in earlier 90s, okay, 95, till 1.0 to 4.0 version in the market is called J2SE, Java 2 Standard Edition. Okay, because Java came up with different libraries for creating a simple Java application, like okay, for creating a dynamic web application. Okay, that time Java came up with the concept of applet. Okay, but there was no collection concept was there. Okay, there are a lot of things Java added later on in this collection framework that we discussed. Okay, but initially when Java came in the market, the initial versions of Java is called J2SE, Java 2 Standard Edition. But later on, Java added so many concepts in their language for creating an enterprise application. Anyone give me an example what is enterprise application? Any example of enterprise application? Please type it fast. Any example so that you will able to get like what is enterprise application? Any example, boss, anything, you can type anything. Enterprise application means what? What do you mean by enterprise application? No answer? If you have any idea, type it. If you don't have any idea, then it's okay. Okay, definitely. A banking type of application is called enterprise application. Banking application, you can say that e-commerce based application like Amazon is one of the enterprise application. Okay, there are a lot of application like any e-commerce website is a bank or banking application. So exactly when Java came in the market in 1995, that time Java don't have any concept which is related with enterprise application. So to make this language more reliable, to make this language more useful, Java added so many new concepts. Okay, like JSP, servlets, JDBC. Okay, so that JSP concept, servlet, no, means I'll simply write important concept like JSP, servlet, JDBC. Okay, like JMS, Java mailing services, JNDI, Java naming directory interface. Okay, lot of concept added by Java after 4.0 version. After 4.0, even 4 or 5.0. So J2EE means the version of Java which is ready for creating an enterprise application. Like if you want to create any enterprise application, so there is a concept like JSP, servlet, JDBC, JMA, JNDI, right? So this all concept added by Java later on, right? So that version is actually called J2EE, enterprise application. So if you want to create an enterprise application, then J2EE is available now, right? Then Java added some of the concept which is related with the mobile application. Okay, I'm not talking about like a smartphone kind of, because you know Android is a different thing. This is not an Android. For Android, you have to install a different scenario. Okay, this J2ME means not Android. It's a Java 2 micro edition. Micro edition means in this edition, Java added a concept for setup box, for remote application, and some of the application related with mobile. Some of the application related with mobile, right? Not a smartphone type of application, not Android type of application, but that time the keypad mobile was there, so a lot of applications required to run this keypad mobile also, right? So that type of application actually added in Java in this version which is called J2ME, Java 2 micro edition. Actually this version is exactly we use for creating application which is related with setup box. Okay, this type of versions we required to create applications for remote type of application. So that is possible with this J2ME. So different versions, these are nothing but the different versions name of Java. Okay, but once you have the latest version like 21.0, which is actually long-term support version, okay, or 24.0, which is introduced by Java in March 2025, which is the updated version of Java 24.0, right? But I suggested you go for 21.0. Okay, how to install this version, I'll explain you practically, don't worry, because this is an LT support, right? So see, now once you have a 21.0 version, that means you have all this J2AC, J2EE, J2ME, because you know Java is one language by which you create different types of software. Like if you want to create desktop application, then Java is there. If you want to create mobile application, then Java is there. If you want to create network application, then Java is there. Okay, like Java is having the concept of RMI, socket programming, so that Java is also suitable language for network application, for e-commerce application. Okay, because one language used for many things, right? Gaming application. So this version supports almost all the concepts. So I hope now you understood. These are the different versions name of Java like J2AC, J2EE, J2ME. So what does it means like J2AC, J2EE, J2ME? I hope now you have a clear clarity. Okay, so now moving further, let me take a break of 5 minutes and then I'll answer some of your question and then we'll start the next topic. Okay, so type your question. So meanwhile, I'll take a break, okay, for water. Okay. Okay, there are a lot of questions are there, like someone asks you, okay, Java FX, don't worry, Java FX is exactly we use for graphical applications in Java. Okay, so later on, if possible, I'll explain the FX concept also. There are different versions are available right now. You know, there are a lot of things added by Java. Okay, then later on Java, you know, once a language is popular, so that language try to cover all the concept. Okay, so Java is the same, okay, because you know Reliance started their industry with coal, right? And nowadays Reliance is in everywhere. It's in petroleum, okay, it's in everywhere, right? Okay, so that is what the Java, okay, Java started with the concept of web development. Because that time the requirement was web development to create a dynamic application. That time the people uses Java, right? But later on when Java got a success in one area, so Java tried to cover all the areas. Like, okay, so now Java is suitable language for desktop application, for IoT application, for graphical application. So Java FX, exactly, we used to create graphical applications in Java. So I'll explain this thing, but it's a far away because right now we don't know anything. Right now we have not yet created Hello program in Java. So Java FX is far away from that. Okay, so another important, dynamically integer, okay, statically and dynamically, just wait Vishaka, I'll explain you about what does it means, like statically typed language and dynamically typed language. You know, this is what exactly the difference between Java and Python. Java is an statically typed language, like before declaring a variable, you are not able to access it. Okay, but in Python, things are dynamic, like a equal to 10, automatically consider a as an int type. Next line, if you write a equals to hello, so data type automatically change from integer to string. That is what dynamically typed language. But see, most importantly, you need to understand like which one is the best, statically typed language or dynamically typed language. Right? For easiness, dynamic typed language is okay, but for security, statically typed language is much better than dynamically typed language, right? So I'll explain this thing when I'll cover the Java Python difference topic. Okay, you answered. Okay. I thought there was a question. Okay, statically and dynamically. Okay. It's okay. So I hope now smart card applications are, please tell, is there any offline course available in Bangalore? Okay. This is something different. Okay, right now we don't have any branch in Bangalore. Sorry for that. So online course is most of the offline. See, I'll cover each and every topic online in online course. So don't worry about this. You will not feel anything like online and offline kind of concept. Every problem I'll solve. Okay, let me come to the programming part so that you get a reality. Okay, so do you face any problem like Sarvottam Verma? Okay, please type if you have any problem faced in online course. Okay, so that will plan something else. Okay, so almost all the course question I have covered. Okay, because there is no more questions are there. So now let me go to the next and important and most important concept. Okay, that is what the concept is, how to install Java. Okay, so that is very difficult to explain you like theoretically, because for that I need to go to the practical implementation. So tomorrow I'll explain this concept, but class is not yet over. Okay, there are a lot of things we need to discuss in today's class also. But let us consider that we install Java, because see, it's take hardly 5 minutes. We have to go to the official website of Java, which is Oracle. You know, history of Java says that Java was initially product of Sun Microsystem. Java developed by Sun Microsystem, but now Java is a product of Oracle Corporation. Okay, and that's for the reason. You know, there is a certification by Java which was earlier called SCJP. SCJP, Sun Certified Java Professional. Earlier it was called SCJP, but the same certification name is now OCJP, Oracle Certified Java Professional. And this is my surety 110%, because I am that much sure, because almost more than 20,000 students cleared this OCJP certification after completion of my course. So from last 25 years, I have done lot of things. I have created lot of examples in my Pitara. You can say that. Okay, so lot of questions are there which is related with this OCJP. Okay, so see, OCJP is a kind of certification provided by Java. Okay, like means organization of Java, company of Java, Oracle Certified Java Professional. And that is a valuable. So in future, if you want to clear this certificate, you have to be focused more on core Java concept. Because OCJP is, most of the question of OCJP is related with core Java, and specifically like topics like multi-threading, exception handling, okay, serialization concept, and lot of things, okay, that I'll cover. So OCJP, earlier it was called SCJP, Sun Certified Java Professional, but now the same certification is called OCJP, Oracle Certified Java Professional. So if you want to install Java in your machine, the first step, you have to go to OCJP, oh sorry, not OCJP, you have to go to official website of Oracle, okay. Then there is a, okay, don't worry, I'll provide you the link also, but it's a very simple, like, okay. So then you have to go to the download option and then choose the version of Java. So as my suggestion, we'll choose 21.0 version, which is the LTS support of Java 21.0. Okay, latest version of Java is 24.0. So this is just consider that, okay, we downloaded Java, we installed the setup, okay, and Java is ready in my, Java installed in my machine. Okay, I'll do it all this thing practically in tomorrow's class, don't worry. But after installation, there are most of the important thing you need to do. Set the path. You have to set Java path. Again, this is the practical implementation, but that thing you need to understand, like what exactly the class path. Because once you install Java in your machine, the second most important step you need to do is you have to set the class path of Java. Otherwise, if you try to write this command like Java C command to compile the Java program or Java command to run the Java program, okay, you will get an error. Java C is not recognized internal or external command, or Java is not recognized internal or external command. This type of error you will get in your machine. This is because, so that time again the confusion comes in mind, sir, we installed Java, okay, then why this error is occur, why my program is not compiled properly, why not my program run properly, right? So see, all this concept you need to understand. This errors actually related with the class path of Java program. You have to set the class path once you install Java in your machine, and there are two ways to set this class path, okay. If I need to set this class path, what does it means actually? Class path means what? Okay, so once you install Java in your machine, automatically in C drive program files, okay, this is what the structure of Java, C drive program files, automatically there is a folder created which is called Java. And in this Java folder, the another important folder is JDK. Like suppose if I install JDK 21 version, so there is a folder called JDK 21.0. So this is what the structure of Java installation folders, right? In Java folder is available in program files. Most of the time it is in program files. If you not change the path, okay, then the default, actually this folder installed in program files. Once you install Java in your machine, okay, just wait till the next class, so automatically we'll consider all this, you'll see all this thing practically even. But to explain this class path concept, this thing we have to consider that, okay, once we install Java, then Java folder was created. Inside this Java folder, JDK and JRE, two folders are there, okay, JDK 21.0 and JRE 21.0, right? In this JDK folder, there is another folder called bin. There is another folder called bin folder, and earlier I told you to write a Java program. Being a Java developer, we required lot of tools. We required JRE, we required JVM, we required lot of tools. What are these lot of tools are? To compile a Java program, we required an exe file which is Java C. Java C is an exe file. See, it is not a file created by Java programming, okay. Java never creates an exe file. Java C is a file by which we can compile the Java program. Java is a file which is actually used to run the Java program. How we can do that, I'll explain you, don't worry, okay. But this like Java C, Java P, okay, like applet viewer, lot of commands are there to run the Java program, okay. Java C, Java P, applet viewer, Java, okay. So this all commands are actually available in this bin folder, which is in JDK, okay, JDK 21.0, right? So once you try to compile a Java program, once you write this command Java C, so exactly your system is not recognized that where this Java C command is situated. That is what the problem, you will get an error like Java C is not recognized internal or external command. Okay, so for that you have to set the class path of Java. So that your system will recognize that, okay, this all commands actually situated in this bin folder. So we have to set the class path of this bin folder. I hope you understood like what is the need of this class path, right? Because to compile a Java program, there is a file available by which you can compile a Java program, which is Javac. How to do that, I'll explain you. Don't worry. When I write my first program, I'll show you all this thing. Okay, so Javac, command which is used to compile a Java program. Java is a command which actually used to run the Java program. Okay, so this all commands are Java P, which is called disassembler of Java. Again, important question. What do you mean by Java disassembling? So Java P is a command which is called Java disassembler. I'll explain you that thing also when I'll come to the first program. Okay, but this all files are available in bin folder. So before using any of this file, you have to set the path in your machine so that your system will recognize, okay, once you write Javac, so your system will search this file in this particular folder. So for that, we have to set the class path. So there are two ways to set a class path of Java. There are two different ways. One which is called temporary path. Okay, and second which is called permanent path, right? So what is this temporary and permanent means? What is that? Means if I set the temporary path, then what happened? So why I move to the permanent path, right? So temporary path means what? Suppose you write a Java program. Okay, you write a Java program in Notepad. The program name is suppose first.java. Okay, please try to understand. Okay, so you wrote complete source code. Whatever the source code you want, you actually wrote all this source code. Okay, then next step is what? We need to compile this. Okay. So to compile this Java program, we have to use this Javac command. So where we use this Javac command, because right now we don't have any integrated development type of environment. So to compile this Java program, we have to move to command prompt. Okay, we have to move to command prompt. Okay, so in command prompt, suppose command prompt, you know that black color screen is called command prompt. Okay, so we have to move this command prompt where there is a folder like C drive data flare. Okay, where I save this program in C drive data flare, I save my first program. So here we need to write this command like Javac first.java. Javac first.java. So as you write this command, you will get an error. Javac is not recognized internal or external command. This is the error get in your machine. Because this time, this Javac is not in the class path of your machine. So before write this command, here you have to set the class path. Okay, so how to set this class path? Simply we have to write here set path equals to, and this complete path of bin folder, C : program files. Okay, this is the short form. Okay, then Java, then JDK 21.0, and then bin folder. Okay, we have to copy this complete class path and paste it here. C drive program files. Okay, then Java, and then JDK 21.0, and then bin. So we have to set the class path up to this bin folder. Okay, and then after set this class path, okay, now you have to run the same command. Okay, the same command after set this class path. I'll show you practically, but please try to understand why there is a need to set this class path. That is more important. Setting a class path is hardly a 5 second. Okay, it takes hardly 5 seconds. Okay, not more than that. Okay, only the time taken to type this one. Okay, and only no need to type this one. You can simply copy and paste it here, right? So why there is a need to set path? I hope you understood. Now then after, if you run the same command, Javac first.java, right? So that your program will execute successfully. Okay, see, most of the students when start to learn Java, this directly starts with VS Code or NetBeans, and that is exactly the mistake they do. Because you know, in topmost MNC's interview, they will not provide you any kind of editor. There is no VS Code, there is no NetBeans, there is no Eclipse. Okay, so being a fresher, they'll give you a pen drive in which Java, or even sometimes they will not give a pen drive. Okay, they will directly assign you a system. Okay, download Java, install it, set the path, and write the first Java program. Each and everything you have to do in that machine. Okay, there is an internet connection, but there is no Java even installed in that machine. Sometimes this type of scenarios also happen in topmost MNCs. There is a machine, you have to set this machine, okay, and then install Java, set the class path, and do everything what you want, and then write a first Java program as per their requirement. So that time you have to be use this, because that time you don't have any editor. So before using VS Code or NetBeans or Eclipse or any type of editor, at least please try to understand, you have to know all this concept, which is the initial concept of for Java program, right? So thereafter, once you compile this, okay, if there is no syntax error in your source code, your complete source code converted into bytecode. Okay, this complete source code converted into bytecode and dot class file has been created. Then after you need to run this Java program. So to run this Java program, we used to call JVM because that is an interpreter. So how to call this JVM? Okay, so to call this JVM, okay, we need to write here another command. Okay, JVM, please come and start interpret this code, right? So next command, which exactly, you know, Java C's command called compiler of Java. JVM is Java command exactly used to use JVM, like Java command actually execute JVM. Okay, so Java and name of the program only first, no need to write dot class. Okay, because first Java command itself understood that this command means you have to execute a dot class file. So simply you have to write Java first, right? So these two commands only works when you set the path. Okay, I hope you understood this most important concept. Before writing the first Java program, you have to understood like what is the path. Okay, so okay sir, done, everything is clear. Now suppose you write 2 or 3 programs, then you check all this program and then it's okay. But after completion of all the things, you just come out of from this command box, command prompt, like simply you can write exit. Okay, so once you come out from this command prompt, then after 1 hour later on, after 1 hour you realize that okay, I need to write some more code. So again you open your notepad, again you open your notepad, you write a Java code, okay, and then again you open your command prompt, okay, Dataflare folder, okay, and then again you try to compile this program. Suppose this is the second.java file, right? But see, second.java file, actually you write once you come out from this command prompt. Okay, you exited from this command prompt and then after you entered. Okay, so this time again if you try to write Java C second.java or Java C any type of .java, again you will get the same error. Java C is not recognized internal or external command. So now why this error is occur? Already we set all the path and then we created some of the program. Okay, that program works perfectly. Then what happened? Okay, then why this error is again occur? When second time I open my command prompt. Anyone? Why this second time again the same error is occur? Anyone give me any answer for that? Why the second time this error is occur? And what is the solution of this? Anyone? Don't worry, I'll explain you what is Java P. Java P is called dissembler of Java. Okay, so don't worry about this. Someone asked me, okay, Shravan Kumar sir, what is Java P? Java P is a dissembler. Exactly, because we set a temporary path. Okay, so once you exactly exited from this command prompt, now if you try to run any Java program, again you have to set this class path. Again, you have to write the same statement because this statement set a class path temporarily. Okay, this is the temporary class path. So every time when you compile or run, every time when you try to run a Java program, you have to set this class path again and again. So if you want, you can do the same practice, or the second one, which is the best one, set a permanent path. So to set the permanent path, we have to go to environment variable, and that thing will not possible to explain you theoretically. That I'll explain you when I'll come to the practical session, like how to set Java path permanently, because for that you have to go to environment variable. Okay, like in system there is an option environment variable. So there are two types of path are there, system path and user path. So what is the difference between this system path and user path? That all things I'll explain you tomorrow's session, where when we start the programming part in machine. Okay, so how to install Java, how to set this temporary path, permanent path, that I'll explain you in my tomorrow's practical session. Don't worry, let me finish all this theoretical concept so that most of the session then will do practically, right, whenever it requires. Okay, so once you set the permanent path, okay, in environment variable there is an option to set the permanent path. Okay, So then after, no need to set this path again and again, no need to write this statement again and again, because there is a permanent path set in your machine, right? So, but if you're trying to use this one, then every time once you open your command prompt, you have to write this statement, and then only it is possible you are able to compile or run any Java program. So choice is yours, okay? But my suggestion, go with the permanent path rather than use this statement again and again every time, okay? So how to set permanent path? I'll explain you, don't worry about this, okay? So now the next important. So this time we install Java. Okay, Java is installed in my machine. This is my consideration. Then we set a class path. Okay, everything is done now. Okay, so now the next concept is what? Now we need to write the first Java program, right? But before writing first Java program, let me show you the powers of Java. It's an important question. Being a fresher, they will ask you, right? What are the features of Java? What are the characteristics of Java, right? So before write first Java program, let me show you the power what Java is having and why it is called most powerful language. Okay, according to me, Java is one of the most powerful, secure language, right? So what are the important features supported by Java? Again, this is no doubt a little bit theoretical concept, but interesting one, right? See, again, I'm telling you, this is again my request to you, like, please circulate this course with your friend, okay? So that only it is possible for me, because I need an audience, okay? An audience, how to get an audience? That is how I'll get an audience. If you like this course, then why you not? Okay, if you don't like this course, then it is okay. Okay, no need to share with your friend. But if you like this course, if you enjoy this course, so better to share it with your friends also. Okay, so that it is possible for me to continue this course. Okay, so features of Java, or you can say that characteristics of Java. Till now, if you have any doubt, please type it fast so that I'll answer, and then I'll start my next topic. Any doubt if you have? Okay, related with this topic, okay, don't ask me any topic, any question which is actually I'm going to cover in my upcoming session, like dynamically typed language, statically typed language, or Java FX or something. Okay, I'll explain all this concept in my upcoming section. Till now, what I actually told you, what we studied, what we learned. If you have any doubt related with that, then definitely you can ask me. Okay, all clear. So very nice. So let me continue the next one. Okay, like what are the features supported by Java? If you have attended my last videos, if you are not, then in YouTube that is available. So here, if you really want to learn Java, if you really want to become a Java developer, if you really want to become a full stack Java developer, in first lecture I told you only one thing I required from your side, and that is what? Continuity. Okay, that is what? Continuity. Don't miss any lecture, because that is very harmful for you. In earlier lecture I told you there are two types of serials are there. When we are watching a TV, there are two types of serial. One serial which you watch anytime, no need to require any prior knowledge. No need to require any prior knowledge means what? No need to watch this means this type of serial in continuous manner. Like suppose, there is a serial called Kapil Sharma Show. So Kapil Sharma Show is a kind of serial which you watch anytime, like open your TV and start to watch any episode of Kapil Sharma, you enjoy this. So no need to, means it is not like continuity. That time we don't require continuity, but there are some of the serial which very frequently will watch, very frequently you will find in that, like Star Plus and this kind of, the serial which is family type of serial. Family type of serial, in your family, even some of the, maybe your mother or your sisters or anyone, like watch this serial regularly. Okay, and you try to sit to watch this serial, you don't know anything about background, and try to watch this serial. After 5 minutes you will get bored, because you don't know anything about the background. Okay, there are a lot of serials, okay, there are a lot of type of serial where continuity is required. Okay, but so Java is not a type of show like Kapil Sharma Show. Java is not Kapil Sharma Show. Java is that type of serial. So continuity is the most important key concept. I don't require anything from your side. This is my surety, okay, and I'm 100% sure because I have more than 20 years of experience, okay. More than 50,000 students got placed after completion of this course in topmost MNCs, like in Google, okay, Amazon, and lot of companies are there. Okay, so that's why this is only one thing which I required from your side is the continuity. Okay, that is the only thing. No need to do anything like, okay, no required any book, anything. I'll explain you each and every concept. But only continuity is there. Okay, so I hope you understood. Okay, so now let me come to the most important concept, like features of Java, characteristics of Java, right? See, Java come up with lot of feature. Okay, nowadays Java is the one-sided language for even for e-commerce application for security. But see, the most important features of Java, it's a simple. Definitely, it's a very simple language. Means actually Java, Java removed all the complicated topic which exist in previous languages. Like which creates a problem to a programmer. Java removed all this topic. Okay, like in Java we have a public, private, protected. Okay, but there is not mode of inheritance. Okay, in Java we don't have any pointer type of concept like we have in C and C++. Like every topic which creates any type of confusion, which creates any type of problem, Java simply remove this topic. Like there is no friend function in Java. There is no storage classes in Java. Java don't have pointer concept. Okay, so after removing all these topics, simple and sober language is this. Okay, so simple means simple in the sense it's not that much difficult to understand Java. It's not that much difficult to run the Java code, and there is no prior knowledge required of any of the language. If you have knowledge of C and C++, that is okay. That is okay. Means it's an advantage. But if you don't have any knowledge, that is a double advantage. If you don't know anything about, because see, nothing in your mind for comparison. Okay, once we know the language like C, C++ or Python or anything, then we start the comparison. Like, sir, in Python this thing is happened, so why not in Java? If you don't have any prior knowledge, because I don't require any prior knowledge, so there is nothing we have for comparison. No C, C++, nothing. I'll start coding from scratch itself, right? And you enjoy it. That is my surety, okay? So it's a very simple language. It's very easy language to understand, right? Object oriented, already we discussed in previous session, like Java is an object oriented, platform independent, open source, okay, freeware language. Okay, so why Java is called object oriented? If you want to learn it again, watch my previous videos. I already, at least I spent more than 2 hours to explain you like why Java is an object oriented language, right? And then already we discussed platform independency concept. Okay, let me take a break of 2 minutes because I need to drink waters, and then I'll come back. Okay. Okay, so it's a platform independent language. Why Java is called platform independent language? Already I explained you in the last video, like platform independency concept, right? Then Java is an open source. Okay, again we discuss the same thing. Anyone tell me the answer why Java is called an open source language? And what do you mean by open source? I explained this concept even in last video. But again, this is an important question. Why Java is an open source language? Okay, for which type of people Java is an open source? Anyone answered me? Definitely, if someone attended my last video, definitely they answered this question. I'll wait. Answer this question. See, It's a source code is available. Definitely, that's why the reason Java is called an open source language, because it's a complete source code is available for community peoples. You know, I explained you about Java is having a huge community, and that makes Java more popular, because Java is having a huge community. Every language is having a community, like Python is having a community, Java is having a community. So for that community people, actually Java is an open source technology, right? Then Java is a freeware. What do you mean by that? Java is a freeware, already I explained you. Okay, someone asked me what is overriding, so I explained you this whole concept in my previous videos. If you want, you can check it, right? And don't worry, when I'll come to the programming part, I'll explain you again, okay, what is the difference between overloading and overriding. Okay, so don't worry about this. So yes, it's a freeware. That means what? Java is a freeware language. What do you mean by that? I explained you this concept even in last time. Exactly, the answer is free for download. No need to purchase any licensed software if you want to install Java in your machine. No need to purchase any licensed software. It's a freely available. Okay, even a lot of languages are there which is freely available. Python is a freeware language. Okay, so you know, even in last time I explained you like why these languages are freeware. Why company freely available this language? They did lot of efforts to develop a Java and then freely available in market. Okay, so how they earn? I explained you this concept in my last video. Okay, so if someone attended my last video, that's why the reason I just 5 minutes back I explained you like, okay, why this like continuity is required. Because all these things we have discussed in last videos, like Java is an open source, freeware, platform independent, object oriented, simple. Okay, now let me explain you some of the most important things. Java is a secure language. See, like according to me, okay, this is what the statement according to me. Okay, you know which is the secure operating system? Which is the most secure operating system? Which is the most secure operating system? Type it fast. Most secure operating system. Which is the most secure operating, although all the operating systems are secure, but which operating system you consider as the most secure operating system? Anyone? Ubuntu, Mac OS, Unix. Okay. Okay, see, again there is a lot of confusion are there, like Ubuntu is there, okay, Windows is there, okay, then Mac OS is there. Unix and Linux is the most secure operating system. Unix is one of the most secure operating system. Okay, now tell me which is the most secure database? You can find it on Google also, right? Which is the most secure database? Anyone? Most secure database, because there are a lot of data. If you have any idea, then you can type it. Okay, if you don't have any idea, let it. Okay. Most secure database, like there are a lot of databases are available, MySQL, Oracle, then MongoDB, then DB2, and lot of databases are available. Which is the most secure database? Oracle. Definitely Oracle, right? The most secure database, yes, most of the people answer me, right? Oracle is the most secure database. See, most secure operating system, Unix, Linux. Most secure database, Oracle. And most secure language of the planet. Most secure language. I'm not talking about the general purpose language like Hindi, English. Okay. Most secure language, programming language. Okay. Which is the most secure programming language? Exactly. The most secure programming language is Java. So no need to explain this feature. Okay. That's why the reason why Java uses for ATM application, why Java uses for banking application, why Java uses for e-commerce application, because it is one of the most secure language on the planet, right? So most secure language, most secure operating system is Unix, most secure database is Oracle. And see, most of the things are related with the same company, like Oracle and Java, both are the same company product, right? So this is what the concept you need to understand, like it's a secure language. Okay. Robust. Robust. You know, robust means what? Strong. Java is a strong, robust language. And what does it mean? Java is having the concept of exception handling. You know, in last time I told you that, see, in any language, error checking is possible in two ways. Error checking is possible in two different ways, like in two different time. once your Java program is convert from bytecode, that time the error checking is done, which is called syntax error. And once your program is convert from bytecode to machine code, again that time it is possible we check the error. You know which this error is called syntax error. Okay, even last time I told you that the error which occur at the time of compilation is called a syntax error, and which is checked by compiler. And in C and C++ only syntax error checking is possible, right? But the error which occur at the time of conversion from bytecode to machine code, this error is actually called exception. This is called exception, right? So Java is a robust language because it's a strong language, because in Java it is possible that we check the error at the time of compilation also and at the time of runtime also, right? So Java supports exception handling. This makes Java more strong as compared to the previous languages. So that's for the reason we say that Java is robust language. It's a strong language, right? So most of the language which come before the Java, right, they are having only compile time exception, compile time error checking concept. Like in C, there is no exception handling concept. In C++ later on added exception handling. Okay, but in C++ exception handling is exactly at the compile time also, right? Because C++ don't have any exception handling concept, because this is what the limitation of this language is. Okay, but Java is most you can say that strong language because it's a robust, because it supports exception handling. So again, this is the most important question of interview. What do you mean by robust? Okay, why we say that Java is a robust language? Okay, then again, it's a multi-threaded language. Again, the most important feature of Java, it's a multi-threaded language. You know, in Java, it is possible that we can run 4 different types of code simultaneously. If you have a 4 different type of code, and if you want to run this 4 different type of code, right? See, different type of code means what? A code which don't have any synchronization, a code which is not related with each other, right? If you have a 4 different type of code, like suppose, if you watch any movie, so you know, in one screen, there are a lot of different things you'll watch. Okay, so suppose there is an hero and there is an actor and actress are there, right? Then here you get this fly, some of the, okay, then here we have a different, like different scenario you will find, okay, in a single, you can say that a single screen, right? See, all these things are not related with each other. Okay, birds are flying, that is a different thing. Okay, actor, actress are there, okay, and some villains are there. And see, here we have a different type of scenario, but all these things are work simultaneously. That is what called multi-threaded environment. Multi-threaded means it is possible in Java that you can run 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, any type of, okay, different types of application together. And that is the most unique, interesting and important feature of Java. Java is a multi-threaded language. So when I'll come to this topic, okay, then I'll explain you the importance of this multi-threading, and believe me, it is the most usable topic of Java. Java is a multi-threaded language. It's a high performance, right? High performance as compared to other, because Java is a compiled language, and compiled language are much faster as compared to the language which is interpreted. You know, Python is an interpreted language. So if I compare Java with Python, although no doubt Python uses JIT compiler later on, but still Java is much faster as compared to Python because it's a compiled language. Okay, Java is having their own compiler who compile the Java program, right? So that's why it's a high performance language. It's a fast language. Okay. Then it's a distributed language. Like Java can be easily used for any type of distributed application. You know what type of application is called distributed application? Network application. So if you want to plan any network application in Java, again it's possible, like RMI is there, remote method invocation, okay, we have a socket programming in Java. So easily we develop any remote type of application, any distributed type of application. You know, there are 2 types of applications are there. One which runs on a single platform. Okay, then it is only possible that this application is run on a single platform. If you want to run the same application in other platform, you have to again install it. But some types of an application which we install on server, so that anyone can easily access this application from their from server to their machine, right? This type of application is called distributed application, and this environment is actually called distributed environment. Okay, don't consider it's same color. Okay, so this type of environment where a single application can be accessed by multiple people, this type of application is called distributed application. So in Java we have a concept like socket programming, RMI, servlet application, JSP. So easily you can develop any distributed application in Java. So that is what the important features we have. Okay, like check me. Okay, so these are the important features. Like Java is a high performance language, it's a distributed language, it's a multi-threaded language, it's a robust, it's secure, it's simple. Okay, it's a object oriented. Okay, Java is more object oriented as compared to C++. Again, I'm telling you, Java is not complete object oriented. Java is not purely object oriented, because Java is having a data type. So if language is having a data type, that is not a purely object oriented programming language. But yes, we can say that Java is more object oriented as compared to Python. Java is more object oriented as compared to C++. Java is more object oriented as compared to any other languages, because the structure of Java is based on inheritance. The structure of Java is based on this object oriented concept, right? Then it's a platform independent, which is one of the most unique and important feature. Like you can run Java, write once, run anywhere. That is what the slogan we use with Java: write once, run anywhere, right? It's a platform independent language. Like again, this platform independence, C is again called portability. Portable. Java is a portable language. Okay. So sometimes you also say that Java is a portable language. Portable means it's very easy to port Java program from one machine to another machine. There is no specific requirement of a machine, because it's a platform independent. Like suppose one person is having a Windows operating system, another person is having a Linux operating system. So it's not a matter for Java, right? Like in C and C++, it is compulsory that both the user is having same type of operating system. But in Java, this type of scenario is not there, because it's a platform independent language. So portability is very simple. So these are the unique features what Java is having. So now I hope you have a clarity in your mind, like why Java is so much popular. Okay, now the next important differences are there. Okay, again, these are the important difference for those people who is having knowledge of all these languages. So the people who don't have any knowledge of C and C++, then this difference is not required for you. Okay, because see, there is no difference type of question asked to you, because you don't mention C++ and Java in your resume. But if you mention both the languages in your resume, then definitely they will ask you a question: differences between these two. Difference between C++ and Java, difference between Java, and if you mention both the languages in your resume, so definitely they will ask you a question. Okay, tell me the difference between Java and Python. Being a fresher, okay, this type of question they will ask you. Being a fresher, after 2 or 3 years of experience, no one can ask you what is the difference between Java and C++. Okay, so being a fresher, definitely they will ask you the differences between Java and Python, difference between Java and C++, difference between Java and JavaScript. So see, all these differences I will cover in my tomorrow's lecture. Okay, because before and then after we'll start the practical session. Well, first I'll cover this within, it takes hardly 10 minutes to cover this. Okay, and then we'll start practical session, right? So how to install Java, how to write first Java program. Okay, then it take around 2 hours to explain me the first Java program. You know, it take me around 1 to 2 hours, like why we write public, static, void, main, string, args. Okay, that all concept related with the programming I'll explain you in tomorrow's session, and that time I'll also explain the differences between this. So I hope you enjoy this. Okay, again I'm repeating, please circulate this course to your friends, to your relatives who actually want to learn this technology, so that it will be only it will be possible for me to continue this. Okay, so till now, if you have any doubt, type it fast. Okay, so I'll cover all your questions. I'll answer all your questions. Okay. Yes, we said it, Vishakha, that's not a limitation. It was the things I also explained in the last time. Okay, like C++ was not designed for that. So that was not a limitation of Java, the limitation of C++. But nowadays, if you compare Java with C++, so that limitation is C++ is having. Like if there is a security concern, then Java is more popular as compared to C++. But it is not a fault of C and C++. Like they are not used for a web development. Okay, because that time there was not requirement. So we cannot say that it's a fault of C and C++, right? But if you compare Java with C++, that time we say that this language is having this feature, while this is a limitation of C++, like C++ is not having that feature. That in that sense I explained. Okay. Sir, what the things which strict Java for being a fully object oriented? Just I told you, right? Java is having a primitive data type. Although Java is having a concept of wrapper classes, because in Java we store the data in two different ways. When I'll come to this topic, I'll explain you. Like in Java, it is like int a equals to 10 is the correct statement, and integer a equals to 10, integer I equals to 10 is also a correct statement. So Java supports both the things. This a is a variable, and this I is an object, right? So in Java we have both the things. We store the data in the form of object only, and we store the data in the form of variable only. But this thing will restrict Java to become a complete object oriented, you can say that, because if language is having a variable for storing the data, that language is not an object-oriented programming, purely object-oriented, or you can say that complete object-oriented. A complete object-oriented programming is language who is having only object to collect the data, not is having primitive data type. So this time, again next question comes in mind. If you have any idea of Python, then another question comes in mind, sir, in Python everything is an object. In Python we don't have a variable. So why Python is not purely object-oriented? Because that supports procedure-oriented concept also. So that makes Python not complete object oriented. Okay, I hope I answer your question. Servlet and JSP are still used? Yes, because servlet, based on servlet, it's quite easy to understand Spring concept, Spring and Spring Boot, and with the JSP, again the concept means the further, when we talk about framework, then you have to know the concept. Okay, you cannot directly learn Spring Boot. Okay, you have to go with this servlet and JSP, then only you are able to understand. Like without JDBC, it's very difficult to understand Hibernate. So if you want to learn Hibernate, you have to know the concept of JDBC. If you want to learn Spring Boot, then you have to know the concept of servlets and JSP. That's why the reason it is important. Yes, definitely. See, Vishakha, C and C++ is again a compiled language. So any language which uses compiler, that is faster as compared to interpreted language. So Java, but C, C++ is the faster, definitely. But see, most of the things is not possible that we develop using C and C++. Okay, so that's why the reason we use Java for those type of applications. Okay. So any language which uses compiler is faster as compared to interpreted language. So I hope now I answered all your questions. So if you have any things in your mind, so you can just send me a mail or WhatsApp me or call me. Okay, so I'll answer your questions. So I hope you enjoy this. So let's meet in the next lecture. Tomorrow I'll explain you like what exactly how to run Java program, how to install Java, okay, and how to set this path like temporary path and permanent path. So I'll catch you in the next class and then we'll discuss. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Good night.